So I will also, you can see on the left side there, or on the bottom, I can give some technical instruction. You can see there is a chat. When you hit on that chat, it comes up a small white square, and where you can ask questions and you can share your thoughts.
Yes.
And what I will kindly ask you now is to write your name and your email address beside it. So I will write like this, my full name.
Okay, now, Inga and Umaira, be ready. We just begin now. I've got the approval from Meritorious School that I can begin. So, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. And first of all, would like to thank all of you to be here. And, due to the situation we are facing, so it's going to be online show. Before we had the hybrid show, we have online and also the, the physical participation. But now today is going to be 100% online show. So once again, if anyone any problem in hearing it, they can raise their hand, and then we can look into it. So I begin with the name of Allah, the Almighty, and as the Inga said, we have the Hans he wasn't feeling well, so so he'll have a day off from our side. But I've got a whole team ready, and inshallah you won't be missing anything. So to begin with, yes, Humaira, please.
Okay, thank you so very much. I'm very excited today, and welcome to all of the participants who have joined. I would request if you could have any question or query, then you can use the chat box as Inger has mentioned. And while during this activity, I would ask some of responses, then please use chat box for your response rather than to make yourself unmute and talk. So let's start with our warm-up activities. So I just want to get your permission that everyone is ready. You can just type yes,
just do
whatever you want to type in the chat box. Oh, great. Yeah. So let me allow to share my screen with you. Okay. So now, dear all participants, just think out of the box. We want to listen those ideas. This is just a brain activity, just to make yourself active today. So I have a question. Today, I will give you two concepts. One is lateral thinking and one is critical thinking. So I will ask a lateral question to all of you, and you will reply your answer in the chat box. Ready? Okay. There are a dozen eggs in a carton. 12 people each take a single egg, but there is one egg left in the carton. So what would be the answer? You can use chat box.
I think you must repeat the question.
Okay, sure. The question is, it's already on the top of the screen, like there are a dozen eggs in a carton. 12 people each take a single egg, but there is one egg left in the carton. So how it was happened? Like if 12 people have taken eggs, but one remaining in the box. I will give you 30 seconds. Make yourself unmute and just let us know that what is your thinking, how it could possible.
Can I answer?
Please tell your name.
My name is Arij Mazhar, and I think the 12th person, the last person, would take the carton as well as the egg. So it would be left in the carton.
Excellent. Excellent. I hope those who have given this answer are very good person and they are actually taken is critically thought about the answer of this. So, okay, let's start our activity now. Okay, I will, you can see this picture. It's dark, it's loneliness, it's it's wider. Okay, so you have 30 seconds to choose few options, which I will be giving you in my next slides. So everyone will share their minute. We will discuss like how many answers are similar to each of us and what we are learning from your critical thinking. So as Arij has shared, like there are 12 people, 12 eggs in a box, but the how one remaining in the box. So she just shared that one person can took the whole of the box and one is remaining in the box. So instructions are clear to everyone. I will repeat here. You have 30 seconds to choose few options, which I am giving to in next slides. Everyone will share their answers, and after that, we will discuss that how critical thinker we are. You have matchbox and lantern. You may write why you choose this and what would you do like this. There is a dark room and you have these two options. What would you rather take? Okay, so there is another option. There is a fireplace and a candle. If you have to go into a dark room, then what would be your preference? Okay, these are the 80 seconds. Just let me know, then we will discuss our responses. Ready? Okay, who will take the lead to talk first about these options? Any volunteer or should I speak the name? Anybody hearing me?
Yes, may I first? My name is Shumaila.
Yes, Shumaila, we would love to listen you.
Okay, as for the first option, I would like to take matchbox because the lantern, I don't know whether the lantern is filled with the, oil or not. So I would like to take the matchbox. And in the second option, as I've got the matchbox with me from the first option, so I would like to take the candle. And if I want to go into the dark room, then I can uh, make the room light with the help of matchbox and candle. Thank you.
Okay, great. So we will discuss your response as well. So anyone can share, any other person can share her thoughts or his thoughts. Nabila, can you please share? Okay, Nabila is not responding to us. Then Mohibzia. Please share what will you do if you are in the dark room and what would you take along with you?
Can I say something? Hello, I'm Miss Farah Zafar. How about if I lit the lantern first and then take inside the dark room?
Or? Yes.
How about if I lit the lantern first and then take inside the dark room?
You will take lantern first and go into the dark room? That's your response. It's your choice.
Yes,
You have the options.
I'm saying that I just want to lit the lantern first with the matchstick, and then I will get into the dark room.
Great. That's quite okay. So I want to take another response and then we will discuss these three responses. Who is volunteer to share her response on that in this situation?
Andaleep here. I will also use the matchbox to lit the candle and so that I can enter that gloomy house.
Okay. So there are two options are similar, like Arij's response is different. So Arij, could you please let us know that how your response is different from the last two participants?
About the carton, because I didn't answer for this one.
Oh, sorry, Arij, no, I just forgot the name. Who was the first?
Parsa.
Parsa. Parsa? Sorry. Actually, in my screen, I couldn't see the chat box even because when we do slide share, then the chat box is just hidden.
Humaira, her name was Parsa Zafar.
Parsa.
It's Paras Zafar. My answer was quite similar
Paras,
to
okay.
Andaleep. My answer was quite similar to Andaleep, as we both said the same thing, that we are going to lit the lantern first and then we are going to enter in the dark room.
Okay,
So-
that's great. So, do anyone having different thoughts on it? Or everyone is having the same thinking like Parsa and the Leap?
I would never go in.
Andaleep here. Maybe after
I would never go into a dark room without light.
having and later on.
Sorry, and Leap, please speak.
Yeah. Humaira, there's a reply from Nabila Noor. Please check that. There's a reply from Nabila Noor.
Yes, I haven't. It's. Please speak. Unmute yourself and you can speak.
Yeah, I have written there. I already know that I'm going to enter into the dark room, so I'll take the matchstick first from the first picture, and then I'll lit up the candle, and then I will enter into the room.
Okay, so that's great. Inger says that he will never prefer to go into the dark room.
Humaira, your audio is breaking. We
And
can't
you and Lee
understand
is
you.
saying like you will take my service. So this activity yourself. Just give me a few seconds. I'll make.
I will sleep when I go into a dark room and close my eyes.
Sorry, Inger, could you please repeat your response? It's quite interesting.
I will go into a dark room for sleeping. I will close and rest my eyes.
Yeah, great. So this exercise is just to make your mind thinking critically, because there are few lateral thinkings and then we have to thinking them critically, and our brain process all of the information and given us the messages that how we do act. So I will hand over the floor now to Inger after this brain activity, because our next topic is closely related to our whole of the brain science and how anxieties cope up with those. So Inger, please, now you can take up the floor. I'm just stop sharing screen.
Wow.
Thank you, Mera. Inga, just before you begin, we have, I think, almost all there. Maybe from few people are missing in that room. So I hope they will join soon. Yes, thank you, Mera. Now over to you, Inga.
Well, thank you. I can see that we are already up to close to 20 people. And I was asking if Eram is here, but I can't see Eram.
Iram has some internet issue, I think, today. So might be she joined in the middle of the session.
Okay, that's good. I think I'm so happy that we are all of us. And can I just, are you all of you used to using Zoom links and to go in in small groups? Just to do like this or yes, or, are you used to that? Ask a question. Let me see.
Inga, I suggest today, because it's the first session, so we just go straight in that group, and maybe in the second lecture, I will do the exercise before they're going to different rooms.
Yeah.
So I suggest we proceed here.
Yeah. So what I think we will do then is that I like to share the presentation that I've already shared with you. So I will make it more slowly about the whole course. And then I will welcome questions, and I like to tell more about myself as well, because I maybe I didn't speak that much the last time, and so I will share my screen, and please excuse me if you think it's a repeating, but I think it's good to go through the system of the way we have done it. Let me see this one. So let me, you can see this, I'm sure, and I will start from the beginning, as you know. So this, I like to go into this model a bit. I call it climate literacy, and I call it an intergenerational learning and learning from different ecosystems. By saying that, I'm using something called generative learning cultures, and it's very much based on intercultural learning, based on how we learn from different cultures, and also to learn from the culture within. I'm using the generative learning. It comes from a way of creativity. And it's also come with reference to generations. So for example, when we plant a tree, we have to think that we're not cutting the tree before 100 years, like into the next generation. And some trees, of course, we are going to, the normal business in that case is to cut tree as soon as you can, because you want to sell the harvest and become rich if you have like a big forest. So we have to have a generative learning culture, how to bring from grandfathers to children. And Hans, he's also coming from the grandparents for climate change in Norway. And grandparents from climate change in Norway, they can easily speak the truth. They don't have a business, they want to earn money. They're just saying that I'm doing this for my grandchild. When it comes to climate science, what we're saying here is really, we have to update ourselves all the time on climate science. But with the World Climate School, we have in fact established 400 films. But still within those scientific presentation, we still will have to have a critical mind and also have a creative mind, thinking out of the box. When it comes to number 3, I like to say that this is the psychology and wellness and happiness. How can we, in this big climate challenge or things that we can, it's beyond human control, how can we actually cultivate happiness and well-being and a thriving community and to build a more beautiful world that we can imagine, as Rob DeLay has been expressing. And then number 4, this is like really the good examples. And this from Pakistan, from Zimbabwe, from Norway, from France, from Brazil, from Australia, from China, from all the different habitats, we can share and inspire teachers in Pakistan, but also through the work that you are doing in Pakistan, inspired other places. In the center, I put the blue planet and the green footprints. I come from a place where I really think that we as human beings have misunderstood the understanding of the earth. The planet is not earth, it's actually a water planet. And that's where we really have to understand the global ecosystem of water. And the problem is that we have been treating our rivers and the ocean as a dump. We have been polluting the ocean, and we know there is a saying that it is more plastic in the ocean than fish. It's a terrible situation. So I repeated again this thing about the project-based learning and lifelong learning. Lifelong learning is like you're going to learn on this topic of climate change till the end of your life. But with this course, we hope that you're starting like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and you start in learning and getting a grasp, and then you get a project and you engage at home, in your own street, in your neighborhood, and in your local community. So that's what we really expect. And when we're entering into after the next 3 weeks, we expect that you really will have shaped up a project together in teams. As some rightly you said, let's shape in smaller teams. Let's go 4 by 4 and have a task force so we can go faster. And that's what I really encourage you to do. And then from that project, we will learn and evaluate in Module 7, Module 8, and at the end, into January, because we will start again on the 7th of January, the end of January, we'll have like a celebration at the end of January, as we have expressed before. And you know that we've been going through this, but I think it's wise to repeat it again. So we're here now, we're having like the small start, and we kind of have a spinning around like 1, 2, 3, 4, Module 4. We actually, in fact, in Module week 4. And then we have the awareness program in schools. And then we start again 7th January, the next 14th, 21st January, and 28th, 30 January. At the end of 28th January, we're coordinating this with the Gina's show on Fridays. And as you know, that Gina is also making this lifestyle radio, which is really a good way to distribute this acceleration program of love and gratitude or compassion for the next generation. We're cultivating the trees as a seed or ideas as a seed. And we have to nourish that these ideas of wisdom can mature into something better. We've also been through this, and this is the SDGs from the SDG Academy of Pakistan. So the shift is really like the human being is not at the top. We're calling the web of relationships between humans and all the animals and all the natural world, the ecosystem that actually is reconnecting ourselves to nature. We're putting up this partnership for number 17, and that's where we from Norway and you with Pakistan is really working together. And I really hope that we can connect with Pakistani diaspora in Norway, in Oslo and in Stockholm, in the rest of Europe, so we can accelerate learning from Pakistan and back into, for example, the Pakistani in Europe, in Norway. And for your information, you know that the cultural minister of Norway is from Pakistan. So I really hope that we would be able to invite him at the end and to share our greetings with you, because we are building up a global culture of learning on climate change. And remember, I mentioned this for you. This is the European Green Deal. I underlined, we make it global. But Europe is putting 1 billion euros into a restructure fund for the European Union to have zero pollution by 2050, to regenerate ourselves into circular economy and a new renewable energy, and really work on a project called Farm to Fork, which is an agriculture program. That's the green footprint. And they have as you see the blue things here, leave no behind. It's a just. We have to do our best that we get people to join us. That is part of the our efforts. And this is, as a teacher is in grander, or in a grander sense, is that we all are teachers. I like to bring this by telling a little bit about myself. This is a picture I used as a conference in Library Alexandria in 2002. And I lived at the time in Egypt. So I've been living in Cairo and I know the desert quite well. And we presented this image that the ice is melting on the poles in 2002. And I did it with my friends in Stockholm. So, you know, I'm in Norway, which is, the capital is Oslo, and in Sweden, the capital is Stockholm. And that's where Greta Thunberg is coming from. So this is the ancient library. At the time, I was very fascinated when we opened that, and it's designed by the architects of Norwegian architects. So that's why I know the history so well. And that's the reason I've been involved in the multimedia program and educational projects. And I'd like to tell you already now that I'm invited to organize the 20-year celebration for the opening of the library in 2 years' time. At the time, we organized it, the theme around climate change and humans' peace process with the natural world. On this granite wall, it's represent the history of humanity in symbols and signs of the written knowledge. And it happened to be that this is 10,000 years of history of humanity in that iconic building, which is then called the Library Alexandria, and which is a Greek reference established 300 BC in the city of Alexandria, Egypt, tilted down as a solar disk into the water. And you can see there is a big ball, which is the planetarium, telling the story about cosmos. And this is the conference center. And out here, we had all the students at the time, 20 years ago, we were walking along this bay all the way to the end, where the ancient pharaohs, the lighthouse of Alexandria was established, one of the 7 wonders of humanity. This is in huge educational and important place in the Egypt, but also for the global world. It is seen as a digital highway of learning and bridging the African continents to the Northern Europe, but also from the east to the west, because this is in the Arab world and the salt and dry sand of the desert of Sahara, which is stretching all the way along the Middle East, as we know. So at the time, I was working with the water scientists in Egypt along the Nile, and it's running through 9 different countries conflicting. And I know the pollution of the Alexandrians, the Egyptian capital Cairo in the summertime. when it's 45 degrees in the sun and the pollution is terrible. And you can eat the gray smell from the cars and the pollution or particles from the car. So this is also what's happening with the corona now. We have forgotten that the air we breathe is the same between us humans and the natural world. And it's the trees that is cleaning that together with it, like the fish are cleaning the ocean. This is the picture from an island up towards the North Pole, where the scientific Norwegian European station to measure pollution in the atmosphere and in the ice and in the ocean. And they can find all kinds of strange chemicals in the North Pole due to human activities. That's a Zeppelin station. So that's the place where the ice is melting picture was taken, and I used into that conference folder 20 years ago in 2002 in July in the city of Alexandria. And you can imagine at the hottest time of the summer in Egypt. And we know that there is the North Pole and the South Pole, and I've been also talking about the third pole of the planet. That's what you are having high up in Pakistan. And that's what I'm saying. I know that the Norwegian authorities is supporting a financial structure program to have this measurement up in the Himalayas and how to work along with the Pakistani government on this issue. So this is where I'm really coming from. I'm coming from a deep ecology, which is a word referring to Norwegian scientists and philosophers called the deep ecology movement. It's how we as humans is part of the ecosystem of life on planet Earth or planet water. It's the beauty of nature and the high mountains high up. But then again, we can see, and you know it quite well, it's a drying seasons up in the mountain as well, which is the desertification. But still, planting of trees and learning how to harvest water, we can be able to do something. As part of the World Climate School, I've been working mostly with Southern Africa and Zimbabwe. And I am doing that on behalf of the wild animals of Africa, because it's a duty for human beings to take care and look after all animals, small and big. I call this World Climate School a hybrid learning platform, a system of tools that is the technical infrastructure for learning. And I have this kind of very strong way of saying that we want to learn fast, and we want to learn with agility. Agility means that we are flexible. We can learn from many sources, and that is part of the collective wisdom of humanity. So for example, when you look at the YouTube TV or the online community of World Climate School and the climate cinema, it's like 400 films. And you know, when we all look at CNN or BBC or any part of the social channel, in fact, we are learning. But we have to structure that in a way that we can really have a dynamic implementation locally where you live and where your neighborhood. That's why we're saying that it's a project-based infrastructure for learning. We have a defined task. We are starting at home, we are starting where we live, but then we're having a global support structure that is really important for all of us. And I also like to say down here on the screen, you see WhatsApp. I think that WhatsApp and this kind of fast communication, even on Facebook, on social media, and on WhatsApp, I like to make this as a hybrid multi-platform of tools. And now today you are into this Kiko chat environment, and you see that we are having 9 different gardens already that we hope that we can activate in parallel time. So it means that maybe at the end of this course in January, we're having 10 or 15 or 20 countries listed up here where we can go from the Pakistani gardens, or you travel to go into talk with teachers from Zimbabwe, you go to talk with teachers in Norway, and in Brazil, and even in China and Australia. So that's really the World Climate School is kikochat.com, and it's a free space, in fact, and we can that we are supporting, and it's really means quality in and like keep and quality out. So when you bring quality into the chat or into our share environment, we can really bring quality as a output. Is my voice breaking quite often?
No, it's quite okay to me.
Yeah, thank you, Humaira. Well, and with this, I also I have prepared one video, but I like to really explain to you, or maybe give the floor to Humaira to assist me in the process, or to you, Mr. To support me and ask questions on this topic. I like to present the reason and the film why I started the engagement in climate change afterwards. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Inger. Thank you very much. So now we are progressing and we are addressing the real issues of climate change. So before I go to the next segment, so as Inger said, we open forum for the questions. So we'll give a couple of minutes here. So if anybody have question, they can ask. They can unmute themselves. They can ask question. They can type question if they want to. So and then Humaira, kindly conduct the Q&A session. So over to you,
Yes.
Humaira, and the floor also. Thank you.
Yes. Do you have any question? Then please let us know.
Because no question means either they understood all or maybe they're confused. So
Okay.
I what I'll do, what I'll do, right? I'll bring Zishan into the action. Zishan, kindly introduce yourself, and I want you, because I know I've called you off the hook, right? So, but kindly, just explain, what you have been doing about the climate change. Over to you, Zishan.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and most merciful. Thank you very much, all honorable dignities and the chief guests, Injigir and the Muhammad Ali Jinnah. My name is Zishan Javed, as you can see me on the video chat. By profession, I'm engineer and I've also done the masters. I'm working in the Rion Energy as the head of the business development. But we are looking after the climate change. Yes, it is the very hot topic these days in Pakistan, because most of the people and also the government of Pakistan are very much concerned for handling the climate change issues in Pakistan. If we broadly look at the geographical location of the Pakistan, as I have already shared this information, that Pakistan covers around 880,000 square meter area in the geographical location. And if you look, coincidentally, Pakistan is an underdeveloped country and it is facing so many issues and the problems. But on the other hand, yes, we are taking the measures for improving the climate change. But at the present, in the last meeting, our CEO, Sadaf Khalid, has asked us to share some stories about the saving the climate change. What we have taken the initiative, we have requested all our family members to reduce the consumption of the plastic bags and we go for the paper consumable bags, which can easily be disposable in comparison to the plastic. And I consider myself very lucky that 50% we have achieved, not thoroughly 100%. In the last week effort, I have convinced my spouse and my kids that try to minimize the use of the plastic bags and go for the paper bags. And they said, okay, we will try our best, and they are also following these days. If we look at the broader perspective from the climate change, what the climate change Pakistan is facing, the story is very wide there, because climate change is expected to cause wide range effects in Pakistan. In addition to increased heat, drought, extreme weather conditions in some parts of the country, the melting of the glaciers, which Indigar has already mentioned in the Himalaya, threatens many of the most important rivers of the Pakistan. As giving you a prediction, because a few hours earlier I was listening to the weather forecast for the December, and they have given us a whistleblower that in December the Karachi is expecting, and the province of the Sindh is expecting heavy rains again. So they have blown the whistle. The weather forecast said that please do your preventive measures accordingly, because in the December you are again having a heavy rain, as we have previously faced in the last quarter. Again, if we go for the climate change of Pakistan has become increasingly volatile over the past several decades. This trend is expected to continue to the future. Here I must share the information with you that I was reading an article in which I've read that by the analysis of the period from 1999 to 2018, very unfortunately, Pakistan was ranked fifth worst effective country in terms of extreme climate caused by the climate change. And if we look at the reasons, that Pakistan contributes very little to the global greenhouse or GHG emissions, about less than 1%. Yet it is very vulnerable to the effects of the climate change. Pakistan's lowest technical and financial capacity to adopt the adverse impacts of climate change worsen its vulnerability. Food and water security, as well as the large displacement of populations, are major threats faced by the country. Now, what it has the effects, it is important to know the what the climate change is making the effect to the community or the society. The considerable increase in the frequency and the intensity of the extreme weather events. Number two, increased situation of major dam caused by frequent and intense floods. Number three, rising temperature resulting in enhanced heat and water stress conditions, particularly in arid and semi-arid regions. Number four, further decrease in the already salinity of the forest cover. Number five, increased intrusion from the saline water in the Indus. Number six, threat to the coastal areas due to the projected sea levels. Number seven, increased stress between upper and the lower European regions in the relation to sharing of water resources. And last, eight, the increased health risk and climate change induced for the society. What the extreme weather is prevailing, it is to increase in Pakistan because of increased sea and atmospheric temperature. Government projections highlight considerable increase in the frequency and intensity of the extreme weather events, coupled with the erratic monsoon rains, which I have already shared that in December we are expecting again a heavy rainfall, causing frequent intense floods and droughts. For example, if you look, as I have already shared that in from 1998 to 2018, Pakistan reported more than 150 extreme weather events. If we look at the sea erosion, yes, Indus River delta cities and islands have increasingly been ended due to rising sea level. According to a report published by NGO, the 3 million acres of land containing many villages have been submerged in the coastal areas of the district Thatta, Badin, Sajawal over the past 40 years. They are all covered in the province and where we are residing at the moment. Migration, yes, due to the extreme weather and uncertain economic outcomes, rural communities in Pakistan have been displaced in large number of major cities. Expert 20% of the population to move to major cities. Current migration patterns include 700,000 people a year moving from rural to urban environments. Large estimates, including major displacements because of the extreme weather, suggest as 20 million migrants from rural to urban communities by 2025. What are the government taking the preventive and mitigating? Yes, the government of Pakistan has taken the very preventive initiative, and they have focused on adaptation and mitigation by developing the Pakistani government policy for the 2030. The Ministry of the Climate Change has been introduced very recently, and Zartaj Gul is heading, a lady is the Minister of the States who is looking after this climate change. But that's all, Janasa, from my side. Uh, if you have any question, and I will request the house about the.
Thank you, Zishan. Thank you, Zishan. Thank you very much. You see, the idea, the reason I invited you, because so you can share the some facts and figures, and I'm sure all the participants must be noting down the issues. And later on, I will share this documentation with you also, so you can go over through it. See, the idea is we need to understand the problem. We need to understand the issue, and the issue is this: the climate change is a war. And as I mentioned earlier, that as the Barack Obama said, we are the first generation who are facing it, but we are the last generation who can do something about it. So it's very, very important. So I'm sure, Zishan, I will definitely invite you some other session also. So thank you for joining us. Yes, Humera,
Yes,
what you have for us?
thank you. Yeah, thank you so much, Zishan Javed Saab, to enlighten us with the very important facts. So, my question to all of the participants, I hope you have got a chance to view module 2 and 3. If not, then please go through those modules, because our next module would be about climate anxiety, and I will having some of discussion about like that. Before going to share about those, I would announce one activity for each of you, because now we are very much adaptive to conducting online sessions. I hope so you have been gone through in your last lockdown period. So I was sharing with Mr. Jinnah that we will start a virtual symposium where every participant, three participants in each session, will share their story about 2 minutes, not more than 2 minutes. We will be strict on time. We want to listen to you, that what is your thoughts, what is your background, what you think about your future, and why are you in this learning garden, so that we can listen to you, we can understand your story, and we can help each other and learn from each other's experience. I hope if you have any question regarding this virtual symposium, then please let me know. I will post in the group about instruction about this virtual symposium. How about this? Would you like this idea? Please unmute your mic. We want to listen your voices.
This is Humarshat here. Yes, Humera, this seems to be a good platform to share our ideas and listen to the other people, what plans they have in mind. Yes, initially we were a little apprehensive about it, but gradually, as we are attending the sessions, we are getting the hang of it, starting from module 1 about the intro and overview of the climate change and the fight of our lives, handling the emergency situations and the challenges, and then coming to the North Pole and South Pole and knowing about the third pole. So we are learning a lot. This platform is giving us a chance.
Yeah. Thanks, Huma. This is very good thoughts you have shared. Anybody can share? Then I have a story to share with you.
Okay.
So I will take
Assalamu
one more
alaikum.
comment. Aslam,
This is Afshin Ali speaking. Being a teacher of environmental management and being a student of environmental management and doing my MPhil on the same very subject, so I'm very happy to be a part of this program because of the reason that this is something I look forward always, a basic platform of training and learning. So I'm really enjoying this platform and hope to learn more from this platform regarding, because the focus here is not the world, the focus is here our own country, Pakistan. So I'm very happy to be a part that we are discussing the problem of our own country and trying to solving it by using sustainable measures. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Afshin. So everyone is agree, I think, about the virtual symposium. So we are now 25 participants. We will distribute 3 participants and announce in every session a week before, like who will be the presenter for the next session. So one thing, be strict with the time and share your thoughts within 2 minutes about yourself, your story, like your actions. So, for example, I am going to share with you, with the permission of Mr. Jinnah, I'm going to share my screen with you. I have a very interesting experience to share with you. You can see this is Antarctica, which Inger was sharing with us about Arctic Pole, and this is the North Pole. There is an organization who is working on leadership skills, like how women can take decisions in climate change. So I am proud to share with you that I'm the first livestock researcher who went to Antarctica last year. Exactly during these days, I was there in this wilderness, in these penguins. I was there. I feel these climate change. Mr. Zishan was sharing that melting of ice. So I also feel that Antarctica is also melting. I'm sharing with you my thoughts. These are the background, like there are 112 women in this program. There were 33 nationalities, and amongst 33 nationalities, I was the only Pakistani there. So I feel proud, and you must feel proud that Pakistan is now this much proactive, like we are the part of Antarctic Treaty as well. And I got a chance to celebrate this Antarctic Treaty at the ship in the Antarctica. This you can find me here with the green scarf just at the left corner. So these are all of the women's when we were in the mid of the ocean and celebrated the Antarctic Treaty, and we are collaborating with each other. And this is network of World Climate School is exactly the link of that, like how collectively we can take action, the collective wisdom Inger was sharing that we have. So how we can create impact. These are few pictures. I have just sharing my thoughts with you that when I was there, I have taken a lot of steps, and I raised my Pakistan flag there, and I shared a different platform and shared that how Pakistani people are taking actions because we are more vulnerable in climate impacts. So how we can do that. And this is my, after coming from Antarctica, this was my first step, and I collaborating more with the organizations, with those likely mindset people who are really willing to take actions. So this is the She Lead Vet program. I will tell you later this story with this, like I'm having this slogan. I will share later about this. So this was a simple, I just want to share about you, that you can share your story as well, so that we will be well connected with each other. This would be the exemplary training program, and it should continue. One thing, virtual symposium, your story, and the connection should be more closer to each other. So now I have another activity for you. Mr. Jinnah, should I start the next activity?
Yes.
Okay.
Go ahead, please.
I have an activity for you because our next module is module 4, which is about climate anxiety. So we will just discuss. Please unmute your mic. Don't feel that this is very formal setup. We need to be informal. We need to be share any thoughts which we are having now. So climate emotion series, the segment. Please share with me, any of you, any volunteer, what type of emotions you are feeling right now after having these 2-3 sessions, all of the talks we have now, any emotions you can share. In one word, please.
Excited. Today I'm excited that we are having the session online. So we are at home, relaxed, and we are enjoying the session.
Okay, excited. Anybody else?
Andaleep here. Alertness regarding related to the environment. I would say.
Excellent. You feel yourself connected. Okay, next. Paras.
Hi, Paras Zafar here, and I'm feeling that I'm getting ready for the climate change this fight, or you can say battle.
Okay, great.
Humaira,
Yes.
the Sarim say he's curious.
Oh wow.
So
Who says?
Sorry.
Sarim, yeah, there's a student
Sarim.
named Sarim.
Oh wow. Sarim, could you please make your video on? Because I think there should no any barrier. Because when barrier is there, then we are more reluctant. We are not very much like well connected. So I want that wherever you are, if you feel comfortable, then please make your video on, make your mic on. Sarim is very much active because I memorize his voice, but I think if you can show up your video, then I will be more connected with you. Oh
Yes.
yeah, yes,
Actually, I had an idea. Actually, I had an
yeah.
idea about why don't we create a cryogenic machine which can actually freeze like a giant cold ray, which can make ice. You know, like we can rebuild the polar ice caps that way and prevent climate change. That's what I thought.
Okay,
I like.
that's great idea. But I will recommend you that you can hold your idea in your virtual symposium. You are allowed to share any idea, and as a collectively we can think what we can do. Okay, thanks. Anybody else who want to share? Or otherwise I will
No, no,
start
no,
my
no, no, no.
video
We
because
have
I
to
have
wait.
only few slides.
Humaira, we have 25
Okay,
parts,
okay.
maybe say like a 20. So I think we should have at least 10 comments. So I will, ask again,
Yeah,
please,
sure. I'm
just a one word.
otherwise I will call the name because I have, yeah, please.
Ready to combat the issues of climate change with the team. Yes, ready to combat.
Great.
Okay,
You-
means
I
ready.
feel,
You are ready. Okay.
Humaira,
Sarim, can you please help me to write these responses? Yeah, please.
I feel proud.
Great.
Great.
I feel surprised.
Wow.
In surprise, why
Arij,
surprise?
this voice is of Arij, I think so.
Yes, it's a reach. I feel surprised because there's a lot about climate change that I did not know, and I'm learning a lot.
Oh, great. Thank you. I take as a
Yeah,
compliment.
excellent.
Yes.
Yes. I need just few more, then we will proceed.
Please make your mic unmute. Don't feel hesitant. Please make your mic unmute.
Hello, everyone. This is Miss Aisha. I'm feeling a little bit more worried about, after listening to all the issues that we might have some trouble, some rains in December also, and all these climatic factors. So it's a point to ponder. We all should start working on it before it's too late. We are the ones we need to save our generations. We can make a difference.
Excellent.
Excellent.
I just like to make a comment.
Yeah.
You very rightly said, about a year ago, I was 100% IT person
Mm-hmm.
and spend more time on IT. That's my little qualification is. But when I heard about this World Climate School, the changes are happening, the climate change, and a lot of things happening. Now I was so worried, really so worried.
Yeah.
I was terrified, and then I started working on it. And nowadays, I only do climate change, nothing else. And some people initially they used to call me, कि what is this पागलपन क्या है ना कि आप ऐसा कुछ नहीं होने वाला. But I know the research is there, and it's Allah who gave us this ability to think. So we are thinking. Yes, just one more comment, and we go to the next. Just one more comment, please.
Okay,
Any
please.
student, any
Next,
teacher?
next comment.
Yeah, just a one, please. Okay, now no, we got one. You say I feel it's Miss Asha said here. You just typed a fine. I think, Zishan, you
He's
can just,
saying,
yeah, Zishan, just one word, and then we go to this next session. Is Zishan there or he left? Okay, Humaira,
Yeah,
over to you. Yes, yes,
Zishan is
Zishan, just
there.
one word. Yeah.
we need to do the preparation, as one of lady has said that yes, they were not aware of the symptoms which are happening. We need to do preparation, and this is the called risk management.
Right. Okay. And now,
Great.
this is about, I just like to make one request and one excuse also. I'm here until 4:30. Then I had to attend another session at 4:30. So, Zishan, I will ask you to please stay back and you do the conclusion part. So
Okay,
that will be around 5 o'clock, right? Yes,
okay.
Humaira, over to you.
Okay, thanks for sharing your emotions. I think we will continue these climate emotion series with one words or with ever any sentence do you feel from your heart and you feel that you can take action on. So the first emotion which most of you have shared, Mr. Jinnah has also shared with us worrying. Climate anxiety is actually these emotions are more related to that. So Hans will speak more about that for module 4. I'm just making your mind up to like that, like the climate depression or climate rage is not a pathology. It's a reasonable and healthy response to an existential threat. I will share a study, which a study findings with you, which is called a study that is carbon conversation, which involves group discussion and activity to reduce climate change impact. Half of participants said that program helped them face their worries about climate change. And greater emotions engagement was associated with more change in habits. This showed that the link benefit of feeling part of a community with difficult feelings and taking constructive measures. So please feel yourself in a safe place. Don't need to be get worried or panic, but as we need to be ready or prepare ourselves for any risk, for any change we would be facing now. So this is how we need. This is the good thing that you are worrying about that. Okay, the greatest threat. I think about threats, Mr. Zishan, if I'm not wrong, I think Mr. Zishan has shared a lot about that, what type of threats Pakistan is facing right now, and how we need to cope up with that, and how our mind actually will give us the space to get ready for these actions. So we will discuss more about in our upcoming modules. So the other thing is guilt and fear, which the report referred by Zishan today, like there is Karachi will be sink. Mr. Jinnah was also thinking that this is sink and he's feeling fear. But guilt and fear can lead to psychic numbing that is unhelpful when dealing with sometimes on the scale of a climate crisis. This is what we all are worried about, and our group, a smaller group, can create a bigger impact for the greater good. Like there are a lot of questions for our future and what we are doing now, what actions we are going to take now. Make yourself ready. And I'm very much excited and very much hopeful and feel proud that we all are having the same feeling. We all are very well connected with each other. So the side by side, we all have to face such type of emotions like denial that this is not the real fact, this is just a political agenda, and such things like that. You will listen from our modules, particularly in our upcoming module, 4th and the 5th one. You will hear more about that. Climate change, denial, and doomism over problem like melting glaciers can be harmful by leading people to feel their actions will not make a difference. So might be in the back of your mind, you might be thinking like this smaller group can't create impact, but acknowledge yourself, acknowledge your feelings that you can do, and encourage
each other. One thing which I like very much, which Inger has just shared with us in our first session, that don't feel about your imperfection. If you are imperfect, acknowledge it. This is your imperfection, but you have to cope up with that. There is nothing is to be perfect until we think that we will be perfect. So we will lose the time, because I think Andleep or someone has shared that we are just lacking the time. So we need to take action now. So encourage such type of community, such type of people who are really talking about climate change, who want to take climate actions, not whatever the smaller is. So we need to take that like that. From fear and anxiety to hope and healing, this series examines our complex responses to climate change and how those responses will shape our ability to deal with the environmental challenges we face. Thank you so very much. This is about a few keywords I have given to you. I tried like these words must be in your mind when you saw that module 4. And you must ask us 3 questions from module 4: what you are feeling, what you are worried for, what will you do for. So thanks. Inger, are you here? I'm just ending, stop sharing my screen. If anyone having some question, then please ask regarding the session which I'm dealing with. Inger, Hans, and anyone else, please feel free to ask us.
Yeah, thank
And
you.
over to Inger.
Yeah, thank you, Umaira. Thank you very much. So before going to ask Inger, yes. So is any questions?
But
Yes. Yes, Inger.
I'm having the time and the clock behind me, as you can see, and it's out of battery, so it stopped. And I'm just letting it be stopped. It's like feeling I want to go back in time. I want to, first of all, now say, Humaira, I'm really grateful and thankful that we are in this journey together. I can feel the radiance of your wisdom and your willing and courage and bravery to be on this journey with all of us. So I'm really feeling it's like an historical empowerment of all of us. So really thank you to Irim and Gina as well. And I'm using just names. You have to excuse me. I don't, sometimes I'm not that formal. And this is part of the Scandinavian way of being as well. I think this session, even in the model that is presented on YouTube for us, it's about nature and how we reconnect to nature. And with my journey with the SDG Academy since the April, I think that I've been repeating myself on the circle economy. And for me, right now, circular economy is not about stuff or objects. It's about having circulation of human creativity back into our communities, so we can use or the creative beauty of being curious, and to create something that we know that is building the future for our next generation. And with this, if you allow me, the rest of the team, or maybe Irim, does Irim have good connection now to speak?
I don't sure.
Because
Hang on. She's having problems, so we just continue with the work, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I do have Humaira and and Gina. I prepared a presentation of a film, and it's the chief Oren Lines, and it's the first person that was spoke to to the United Nations about the ice is melting. And it's about the glaciers, and I think it's about how we are circulating back into nature as human beings and having a reconnection with nature. That's where we are circulation, our creativity, and our deep respect for the natural world, and trying to keep and straighten up that unbalanced thing of pollution and damage that we in fact have created. We have to
I
admit.
think, yeah, I think what we do,
Yep.
we should ask we should ask the audience what, like we have discussed a lot of things about the climate change. So before going to the glacier, what other subject you people think that we should talk about it? So any suggestion, anything you want to sort of study more today after this glacier? Maybe some people might be thinking, the glacier is far away from us. So what the effect they can put on us? So I
Yeah.
think if you can address this scenario, because I've been asked few times that glacier is it's up north and we are in south in Pakistan. So how the glacier going to affect us? So I think you please address this point and then we go to the video. Yes, Inga.
The way we look at the weather system is defined in the late for the last 50 years, in fact, that they can see and recognize that pollution in the atmosphere was creating a hotter planet. And the hotter planet means that the white topics or the white coverage on the North Pole is melting. And it's also, for you in Pakistan, it has this important that it will stop the rivers to grow or to flow. But then again, we can see that extreme weather is coming with maybe heavy rainstorms as part of the dynamics and the system complexity of the weather patterns created by the carbon and CO2 up in the atmosphere. So for me, the climate change is pollution of chemicals.
So you have to, Inga, I have to stop you here. Today I've just received a one slide, and it's saying in coming days the temperature going to be in Karachi, and the way they have defined with the zones. But I don't know how accurate is it and how true is it. But is it, it is something surprising, and not surprising to us because we are talking about the climate change. And it reckon, the some part of Karachi the temperature would be around 6 degrees. I cannot imagine, I cannot understand how we're going to survive with the 6 degrees, the 4 degrees. We are not used to it. But that's the numbers, they keep coming on the net. I don't know whether it's true or not, but that's something. But we are expecting that. We are expecting the climate change going to be on. We are already in extreme weather. So it's not going to be surprising for us if they do come. Yes, Inga, please.
So you are saying that there is 6 degrees Celsius, which is very ice cold. It's part of the weather pattern. That means that it comes like the frozen ice up in the sky is flashing up in the wrong places, and that is what's damaging, for example, food cultivation and farming cycles are going to be disrupted. But this is about navigating in uncertain times. We don't know exactly, and the climate teachers and the teaching program is really how to navigate and understanding the way we are. We are. I'm trying to mute.
Yeah, Inga, you start with the video. So we have Iram Khan with us. I think she's coming and going. Maybe some issue with the net. So, but I have to, I have to excuse me. I have to leave it here. No, Inga, listen, Inga. You need to carry on. You and Dishan and Umaira with you. I have to go. I think the Iram Khan is also joining us. So if she join, Iram, are you there?
No problem. We'll take the floor, Gina. We'll take the floor.
Yes.
Yeah, she's there. So,
Gina, I will do as your advice to make all the participants be able to speak.
yeah.
So I will, what
Yes,
I will do now, because
Inger,
thank you, Gina.
thank you. Jana sir, thank you. Don't you worry. We are taking the floor with us. And Inger, on with your request that I have invited the Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Amir Khan, on behalf of the speaking on the climate change in Pakistan. Amir Sahab, are you listening us? Please unmute your mic and open your camera and address the climate change. Amir Sahab?
Yeah, Inga, please proceed. When Amir comes, please join us. Yes,
Now,
please go ahead.
as a Norwegian, not speaking Urdu, I really respect that to be able to learn fast, you have to speak your own language and to share emotions. So what I can do with this, when we're all in this technical webinar or on the Zoom, I can split up in groups. And I think I will put you in groups and then you talk for 2 hours. What do you think, Umaira? Is that advisable right now?
Yes, yeah. If there is any technical problem, then we can sort out.
So I will make breakout rooms and you just accept and then you come back to this main room afterwards.
Okay, sure. So I think every participant will accept the breakout invitation and then we will come back.
I think I make 6, 7 rooms.
And in each room, how many participants?
It will be 3 and 4.
Umaira, I request, on my request, the Chief Operating Officer, Mr. Amir Khan, has joined. Amir Saab, most warm welcome. Please unmute your mic. And before further proceeding, please share your point of view on the climate change of Pakistan.
Thank
Amir
you,
Saab?
Zishan.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Can you hear me, Zishan?
Amir and then
Yeah, Mr. Amir, you are audible to us.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you very much, Zishan. Thanks a lot to take me in part in climate change as far as Pakistan climate change is concerned. You know, I would like to mention my points. You know, the main concern includes increased variability of monsoons. You know, Pakistan has an issue of the monsoon and likely impact of Himalayan glaciers and the other issues, the Indus River systems, decreased capacity of water reservoir in Pakistan will make a lot change in reduction of the hydrocarbons and hydropowers during drought years, causing issue also, the main thing is that excluding floods and droughts, cause climate change in Pakistan in an immense manner, Pakistan is, as you mentioned, I have heard a few lines from you, you mentioned that Pakistan, especially in the winter season, you can see the change in the different cities, especially in Karachi, you can find it out. The temperature is totally changed. It's not like freezing. It's about you mentioned that 4 to 6 degrees in different cities in Pakistan in the month of November. And even in Karachi, you can find that the temperature is keep on changing. Like from in December and January, we believe that the temperature is decreasing up 10 to 12 degrees Celsius, So the climate change is caused a lot of issues, as far as the Pakistan, vicinity of Pakistan is concerned. My point is that, I was just listening one of your keynote speaker, she's sharing her views, So I believe that it requires a lot attention as far as the climate issues are concerned, So this my point is that we all have to work on these things, and to especially on the climate change, we can involve all the people who has having the knowledge on these things, Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Umaira, any question to Amir?
Yes.
Please, any of participants have any question to Amir Saab? Because I think we could learn a lot from your expertise. So I wonder that if any of student have question. Otherwise, you can post your question, and we will. If Amir and Zishan, you could share your email address or contact details. So if we have any question from the participant or for ourselves, then we can send you email.
Sure.
Well, my email address is available with this Zishan. I can mention samir_92 @hotmail.com. And I appreciate if any students are interested in to know more about the climate change is concerned, especially in the Pakistan.
And right now, I must ask you a question, Abir Sahab, that what your organization is taking the initiative for controlling the climate change in Pakistan?
Sir, I'm into the IoT industry, information and technology industry, and as far as the industrial routers and networking is concerned, we are trying to, automate things. Automation is our first priority, and we will always recommend that we're going for the industries, for the industrial revolution. You see, the advanced industrial revelation is concerned, the automation is most important part. So we try on this regard, and we are introducing the routers in Pakistan, the industrial routers, that is Teltonica. Teltonica is an MNC multinational company, and they have got the product of IoT, which means the information of things products, and we have a network products available, and those products is always, beneficial for the industry, especially for the waste product, actually what you see is that it can change the climate, so waste management is an important issue and important role in this regard. So for the waste management, we are trying our level best, to provide the different route systems. It can be controlled by remote equipment monitoring, and management control is available with those routers. So we are introducing these products in Pakistan, and a lot of telco and telematics, means telco and IT companies are buying the product from us, and the large industrial units are also going for that, and that the other companies is also buying those products, because the connectivity of Wi-Fi and the Ethernet is also there. The software is also using with them, So these are the things which can always helpful for the waste management side, for the climate change, and also for the climate change in regards to the all industrial units, and independent power project, IPPs. IPPs got a lot benefit out of that. This is also one of the our important role in this regard.
And for the conclusion, Humaira, I must conclude the speech of the Mr. Ahmed, that he's saying that they are selling the eco-friendly products.
Okay, so I'm just writing in the chat box about a bit conclusion which you are sharing with us. Please carry on.
Zishan, one more thing, that the green power is our main concern. We want to as far as the green policy is concerned, we want that our air should not be polluted, or waste management system is properly be used. And the second thing is that we want to get a better result as far as the climate is concerned. The air density should be to be improved. These are the things, because Pakistan, especially Karachi, is the most you could say it's mentioned in a different place, that Pakistan, especially Karachi, is very polluted city, as far as the air density is concerned.
Very right.
Thanks, Zishan Sahab. You have already written the information in the chat box, so anyone can read out that if in later. Thanks. So now we will hand over to Inger.
Yeah. So Humaira, I think we will make split up in groups, in digital groups, and it's going to be more or less 3 and 3, and that includes both you and me to be part, and Shizan and all of us to be part of that small groups. So I think that we should talk about, give 1 minute to each, say what is the most important for me, and you share that within the small group, and you speak your own local languages. Expect the one that is happening together with me.
Okay, so we will be having 30 minutes for this session.
No, I think we'll make that. Let's make 10 minutes.
Have to end up.
Let's make 10 minutes, and then they
okay,
come
10
back,
minutes.
and then they come back and share with us again. Okay.
Okay, before going to the groups, I think if we can have just practice to come in and come out, then it will be great.
Okay. I will create them and you just accept.
Okay.
Open all rooms. Are you joining?
Yes, I will join room 2.
Okay. It comes up to you on your screen, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So please, everyone, just accept the room and then you go into that room. Is it working, Humaira?
Amir Saab, you can share your website address, your product details, info,
Right.
hyperlink in the chat.
All right.
I'm allowing you. I'm allowing you.
Thank you, Zishan sir.
Shazan, are you joining any rooms?
I don't have received any invitation for the room joining.
Can you see the can you see the breakouts room down on the screen?
It says either reaction, record, slide share, chat, participants, mute, and stop video. Only these icons are showing up.
People are choosing the rooms. Okay, I'll try to see if I can get.
If you give the access to me and to Amir, we can go to the selective room in which you assign to us. Mostly on the screen, it comes the invitation that join the room and you can go and split the room.
Yeah.
But at present, the guys are going out. Might be they are going in the room. Now the 12 have left here in the main. And
They have to accept.
Zishan, where we have to accept that,
yeah, I now received for the room 5. I am joining it. I'm going for room 5.
But I don't have any room available, I think occupancy is totally full, There's no room is available for me.
So I'll see.
You're in room 5, but I don't know there's other rooms are available or not.
Yes, you can go to room 5.
Room 5. Okay, I can see that. It's not available in room 5.
Strange. There's a few people not joined.
Breakout rooms, I've seen the icon of breakout rooms.
Yes, go there. Please go to the breakout rooms.
Room 5. I joined room 5.
Okay.
Can you see me?
I think you will disappear. And then you try to go. I can see Aisha, Sarim, Moshin, Tariq. Are you joining the groups or will you stay here? You can also stay here with me if you like. Hello, Mavish, Ahmed. Are you here?
Good afternoon, Inger.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm here. Inger, what I feel is like the people are not. I'm coordinating on behalf of Meritorious basically, and what I like the people are not there in the break rooms that I was checking up there. I guess they're not getting it connected.
Well, I can see that they are connected. I'll put you into room number 1. There is only 3 people not connected.
Okay, but actually, yeah, all the 3 people are not connected over there.
It's only 3 people in the main room here, and we can be here and talk if you like. Then we don't need to go anywhere. Mavish, Harim, and
yeah, that's more better. Actually, like
we can stay here, the rest of us.
Inger, what I think that's more better because it will be difficult on the teachers and the students part to join the break rooms at the moment. And as I'm the coordinating the whole thing, I'm not receiving any kind of a message on the WhatsApp as well for this issue.
What I'm seeing is that according to there is like 4. Let me see. There is, yeah. In room 4 there is.
We have 4 people on the table.
We have only 4 people here with you, Moshin, Sarim, and Tariq.
Yeah.
That is not allocated in any room.
That's what I was saying, that it's more better that we can join in the main room and like discuss the thing over here.
Okay, I think the others now are quite okay because I'm getting a message from Humaira that she's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's it's a lot of people in room 4. So many people would choose the room 4 at the end. Well, so let us just keep it.
Actually, Inger, what we can do is we can ask Mr. Tariq Sarim and one more candidate is here to join room 4 as well, as I am coordinating the whole thing. So it's not necessary for me to join any room.
Okay, madam. Let us use this opportunity to talk then because I'm here.
Okay, fine.
So
Sir Tariq, can you hear us?
Tariq is unmuted, so he should. But I'm feeling very excited that we are really doing this program.
No doubt about it. It's very nice. Like,
yeah.
And now people have start engaging themselves as well. Like in module 1 and 2, like they were a bit like distracted or something. But now today I was feeling like the things are more in proper manner.
Absolutely, it's amazing, and it seems like working on webinar like this is more efficient than having physical meetings.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Actually, like they are in their comfort zones as well.
Absolutely. And Irum is coming back. And how are you feeling, Irum? We are just a small group of 5-6 people that is not in the breakout rooms. So we are here, that we are left. I can see on my screen that in room 4 there is 5-6 people, and in room 2-3 people, and nobody is in room 1 now. And room 5 it's 2 people. And then room 6 it's nobody. So the room 6 is here, in fact. So how do we feel about everything? Are you all right, Irum? I'm knowing that you have technical problems. What's the most important thing to address right now?
Hi, Inger.
Hi.
I was in the room, but I think it was empty, and I couldn't hear. So,
Yes.
so I left that meeting room.
The other people in that room is here in the main room now. So we had it's the first time to allocate the room, so sometimes it's difficult for people to know where to go. So, Andaleb, you were supposed to be in the room with Irum and Tariq as well, in room number 6. So what, did you not get the invitation up, or was something missing?
No, actually, I was there and I said hello, hello twice, and Iram was also there, but I was unable to get a response actually. So that's the reason I left the room.
Okay.
Yeah, I also couldn't hear anything. Yeah, that's why I left.
Were you
There was no voice.
were you not
Yeah.
muted or were you not able to talk?
No, I unmuted myself,
Oh,
but there was no voice. Yes, I
okay.
could see a participant. Yeah.
Well, so how are you feeling about the session, Iram, and what is the next, what do you feel?
Yeah. Actually, for the last, you can say, 2 weeks when we have started all this climate change training sessions, I am exploring lots of videos in World Climate School website, also the World Climate School cinema. So there are lots of. I believe like there are many things which we cannot, for example, notice in our own surrounding and neighborhood.
Yeah.
When we watch the videos from around the world, specifically focusing on something, so we can get that focus. So what I am feeling right now, it's like the world, they are taking over, they can see what is going to happen, and they are trying their best to add their value. So this is what I believe, that even though we are in a bad situation, but there's a hope. So for me, this hope is really, really very important.
Yeah. I believe that creating the hope, it's the reason why we need the arts and the entertainment in a way that is wisdom and engaging us some kind of optimism along the way, because we have to give optimism even to and hope to our children, so they can have the skills. That's what I'm feeling. So dooming is not too good. I'm calling everyone to come back, and I would like just have some sharing now at the end. Welcome back.
Hi.
Welcome back. Welcome back.
Now, Inger, you will get to see more faces.
Yes. It's very nice to have these small private groups, because then you can talk in Urdu and your own way.
Yeah, true.
And that is when we internalize the insights, when we use the words to express. More or less, everybody's back now, more or less.
Yeah, I think so. Yes. No.
So maybe Humaira, maybe you will take the floor and to lead us through the last session here in the closing of our day.
Okay. Thank you so much, Inger, and welcome to everyone. After having the breakout session, I hope you have enjoyed. If I shared a few thoughts of my group with you, like me, Huma, and Paras has discussed that we make our video on and we comfortably discussed with each other that how marvelous this connection is actually during this World Climate School, and we are from different parts of the world, and now we are feel very much connected. If Paris come to Lahore,
then I can host her. If I can go to Karachi, they can host me. I have good connections there. And this is how we can take more actions with more power. I hope each of the breakout room having the same thing, like why this is important to them about the climate change. So I think you guys all have discussed with that. So we are having a short time now, the last session about feedback. Please write what is good in today's session in the chat box so that we can record and improve our next session. And also, if you have any agenda item which we should consider for our next session, then please let us know. What is good? What is bad? What do you think need to improve? Just floor is open for the chat room. Everyone is asked to write in the chat box your feedback about today's session.
Vera, please give the rostrum to Amir Saab. He wants to conclude the discussion which we had jointly, me and Amir Saab. And Amir
Excellent,
Saab,
sure, sir. Why
over
not?
to you.
This will
Over to
be
you.
an honor.
And Amir Saab, please give your introduction also, because you have hesitated in giving your introduction.
No issue, no problem with
Before-
that. Prior than I should explain the conclusion.
Open your camera.
Yeah, I just hold for a second. Yeah, prior than I should explain the conclusion of this whole debate, a whole discussion. I would like to mention that a little brief about myself. Basically, and by profession, I'm a marine engineer, but apart from that, I'm the renowned anchor person on a TV channels, in Pakistan. I host different TV shows on Capital TV, Metro, PTV Sports, Ab Tak, Sama TV, different TV channels as an anchor person and as analyst, So this is my, hobby, and also I'm doing it apart from my professional activities. So
on topic.
No, on topic, I will explain it a little bit about the topic. It's very important that Pakistan is an already resource-stressed country, has been crippled by the processes of global warming. More than you can see that more than 10 years, million of people, more than 10 million, people have been displaced over the last 2 years, and the agriculture land lies between lies barren, and financial losses you can see the financial losses have been estimated about $2 billion. These climate catastrophes will not die down. Research studies have concluded that. You can see the research study, you can study that research study, you can find it out that it can conclusion that charging weather patterns will be foundation of more intense and prolonged droughts, because of the droughts and heat waves, it's caused a big issue now. Meanwhile, tremendous, perceptions events will become more frequent, and future tropical cyclones will become more strong. You can see that the future tropical cyclones becoming stronger and stronger, which cause issues and problems for the climate change. And the climate is changing, abruptly. So it is the time for policymakers to sit down and think about the serious action. They should think a serious action and serious issue to overcome these issues. Now, plans and strategies have to be made to overcome the problems. Rules and regulations has to be followed. This is very important. Regarding cutting of trees must be followed. Cutting of trees is can follow everywhere, but this is not the right way. You have to restrict this thing. Government and societies including us, the future disasters, because government has to take an imperative action, in this regard. Future of Pakistan is dependent upon these things. To feel their representatives and individuals have to play an important role in it, to reduce the rate of deforestation. Deforestation is a cause, that is abruptly change the climate. So the trees cutting is the one issue that the government has taken a prompt and appropriate action in this regard. So there are a few things which I have observed, and I discussed with Ishan and the team, and I believe that Humera and the other, like one of the other, our keynote speaker are listening that, So this is my point of view and my opinion, that if we can overcome these things, for surely we will get a better results, and we can overcome the climate change in Pakistan, and we can overcome the other issues. Ishan, this is my conclusion.
Very well said. Well said.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We have a lot of interesting feedback in the chat room. Thanks, Amir Saab. Your thoughts are really very much valuable for us, and we will be more connection with you as well, because might be during a virtual symposium, a lot of participants would be sharing their lot of brilliant ideas. Then we might need your support into that.
I just like to say one thing, Humera, here, if you allow me to say that, like,
yes,
I really appreciate the effort of Zishan Javed. You're like one of the foreign spokesperson, and to you and your whole team, they are doing a tremendous job, a tremendous effort, to, especially you highlight a point of a climate change in Pakistan, because it's a need of time, because if you can work on these things, Pakistan become a better country, and we can overcome all our issues,
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Over to you, Mera.
Yeah, thanks. Inger, would you like to add into that? Because, yeah.
Yes, I'd like to acknowledge that we created this idea of virtual symposium, that 3 participants will present each session. And I can see that, Tumera, you have proposed like number 1, RJ, 2,
yes,
yeah, and 3, Eman. So with that, they are challenged to present in the next session, next week, next Thursday, when we are back. And I also advise everyone to go into the YouTube modules, and we will share that information with all of you. And yes, so that's my voice from right now. And I'm so thank you for everyone. And I'd love to see a Norwegian Pakistani in our team from Oslo that can take part in this virtual collaborative of the World Climate School and be part of the Learning Garden with you. That's my wish.
Yeah, thank you so much. So
blessing and peace on everyone.
Thank you, Inga.
One word at the closing. You can say one word at the closing and say goodbye.
Blessing and peace on everyone.
Wonderful, wonderful saying. This is wonderful. That's the best conclusion I can say.
I have a lot of connections now.
Now we have we are pleased to connect with you, Humera, also. Likewise, thank you very much. It's a pleasure. And Angel, to you also. Yes, and thumbs up to you,
and
gentlemen.
Thank you, Humera. Thank you, Zishan. Thank you, Inger. Thank you, all the team.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
And thank you to the school as well, the Mauritius School.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you for being in the pilot with us. Thank you so much to all and every one of you. We are in this together. Thank you.
Thank you.
So thank you. Do you have 2 minutes, Humera, so we can just...
yes. Yeah, I have.
And if anyone would like to be behind as well, they are welcome to stay to just like small internal evaluation.
Yeah, exactly. Because we have feedback of the participants here. So.
Yes. And the person representing the school is could maybe be with us.
Which one? I'm not sure.
I think it's.
I don't know.
Well, anyway, Humera, thank you. You did a fantastic job today. I'm amazed with your.
Here are a few participants here. If they could leave, then we can discuss.
Yes. But it was nice to see your ice story again.
Yeah, I have lots of tools which I learned there on the ship. Quite interesting because yesterday I have a session with my coach on personal well-being, physical well-being, and how my work life and my non-work life is affecting me. So, and there are a lot of other tools which we can share with the participants.
Yes.
Uh, just to cope up with the anxiety and the our emotions, that how we can do that. So I have a lot of things to share.
Yeah.
And how the idea about virtual symposium, because I'm keen into that, because we would having a lot of ideas from the participants that will leave, that will actually give us the other avenues.
Yes, 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 yes. It is. It is opening this open space facilitation.
Exactly.
Mm. So it was a little bit, it was the first time in the outbreaking group, so it makes it a little bit complicated, but our people will be building trust, so it will be easier.
Yeah, and I would recommend in future we could run feedback session in breakout rooms in detail discussions for the improvement and for the real need of the sessions. Then the breakout room will help us.
Yes. So we can have 2 sessions, like one in the introduction, we have breakout rooms, and then in the end as well.
Yes.
So one is on content and the other one is on structures and emotions.
Yes. Excellent.
Did you like the flower of the circle? I made that myself. I'm so proud.
Really? Wow. Excellent. You could share in your virtual symposium.
Yes. No, so that's so that is really exciting to see that the generative learning, the climate science, and then the how to build thriving and happy communities, and then of course the good examples. So we can have learning.
The generative learning concept is really much needed, because when I was linked with the Antonio's generative learning school, I was really not sure about what does this mean. It was a bit complex for me, but the way you have elaborated in a simple way and make the links, then it is really very much easy. And even at my workplace, I am taking more actions in like that, like how I can do in livestock and agriculture about these generative learning system.
It's I know that I was part of the team with Antonio, so it's my European team. So I'm used to introduce Antonio to all of us, and
yeah.
But this is coming from the system thinking and system thinking models, and it is my friend in Botswana, Sheila, and she is making this archetype studies as a way to understand the complex issues. So it's a new way of understanding and learning. It's like a new ABC. It's a literacy together with computer literacy, together with, it's a meta thinking. How do we think about thinking and how can we understand what's going on?
Okay.
Yeah. But most important for me is really to bring in some kind of a joy in this process, because you know it will be tough times, it will be rainy times, it will be ice cold times, it will be hot times, and what we really have to understand is how we can bring this community of happiness in spite of what's happening.
Yes.
Yes. Because we are in fact doing quite many good things is happening on the planet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, Mushin, are you listening or you just forgot to turn yourself off? You're welcome to express something if you're here because of...
Mohsin, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Actually, I think you know me. I'm the head dean of Meritorious College.
Yes.
So I'm just observing that what is going on in the workshop. So it's fine.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you for being here to the end. Please, what's your feeling and what you think and what's your comment? How?
Actually, theoretically is good, but we have to do something practical. And I think particularly students, if we want to involve the students in the workshop, I think we need to do something practical. So this will be a good exercise for them, as well as they will learn that how to teach other, because if we are going to make these people a teacher, then we have to give such instructions to these guys that they should teach other as well. So this is my feeling.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Humaira, you were suggesting that everyone should write a page of 100 words about themselves. That has not happened
Yes.
yet.
Yeah, that's why I'm also asked him that if we could have the email addresses and names and phone numbers of each participants, and then we can even circulate such type of assignments on their emails, then it will help them as well, because the 100-word bio idea will definitely help us to explore more, like Mr. Mohsen is asking, like we can create more number of people who can train others. So it's a virtual symposium, writing 100-word bio, and how are those type of things which they can do by themselves, and we will give them chance to learn these facilitation skills.
I'm not sure if it's coming very well clear forward in this multi-hybrid platform of learning. I'm presenting in that, the WhatsApp group and the Facebook group is a way to connect with and to teach and to be a learner. So that's why we need, if we can kind of do that as a process, and I can repeat that better next time maybe. And to give the task, that's the project learning. So first of all, they have to write this assignment, 100-word bio, and then we to send it maybe to Humaira or to the other team by the SDG Academy in Pakistan. And then from there, we have to do, as you correctly are saying, that we have to train them to be teachers and to train, to facilitate these kind of groups. And then we are supporting each other in that process.
Yeah. Agreed.
So that's, and that is actually the field of generative learning, how you work with intercultural learning, how you work with ice-breaking games online, and then the other one, how you share like kind of optimistic and hope, and then the project-based learning is into the practical examples.
Yeah.
But we suggested this time that we will have this virtual symposium. So that will happen next time. So we're training 3 and 3 each time.
Yes.
So we're having 3 and we're 25. So it will be, maybe we have 3 and 4 then everybody's through.
Yeah.
Like 20 people.
Yeah.
7 more
Yes.
weeks. Does it, I'm really happy that we're having your school as a pilot for this. And I really hope that we can make this connection to Norwegian school in Oslo, for example, with Pakistani Norwegian teachers as well. Would be very exciting to connect.
Yeah, thanks.
Please, your last words, sir.
Mohsen Saab?
Actually, the thing is that it's a good effort. But as I said, that if we want to make these guys a teacher who can teach others, then we have to develop that skill, because everyone who is educated, you can say, person may or may not be a good teacher. So if we want to make them a good teacher, then we have to actually develop that skill as well. Yani what is the idea behind? This is important. What we are going to teach, this is important. But with this, we have to give those you can say hints as well, that how they will be good teachers for others as well. So this is my thinking, and of course, it's a very good you can say practice and a good chance for them to be connected with others and to develop some sort of awareness. I think one day I have already discussed this point, that awareness of all these development skills or goals is not only enough. Actually, when we will have a sort of ownership of anything, then we can do something about that. Like suppose if we are talking about Karachi beach, suppose that if we will have the ownership of that Karachi beach, then we can develop that feeling that it should be a clean beach. Otherwise, only awareness, I think, is not enough. So we have to develop some sort of ownership as well. So this is my feeling.
Yes, in our upcoming sessions, we will do that, sure.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And
Thank you so much.
sir, it also gives me the idea that if you like, we welcome that you can also present your perspective next time.
Inshallah, I will be there.
Yeah,
No
yeah.
problem.
So we'll give you, maybe Humaira, you can coordinate that can happen. And I'm also like to emphasize that I'm coming from the Global Society for Organizational Learning. So we're talking about learning in a system thinking way in complex organization, like a hospital, for example. How can you have dynamic learning inside a hospital or in public sector in a village? So I'm coming from a session of meta learning, and I could bring in some of my team from Norway that can present this kind of learning to learn in a meta way. And that's it's a redefine our teacher into a lifelong learner.
Yeah.
You can also bring that in, sir. Next week, I can ask a friend of mine, a colleague of mine, to join on that learning, and we call it agile learning. It means that to adapting to Corona now, it creates that power of reaction or do something different. Because if you just continue like this and we're not adapting to the real life of Corona, it's stopping up everything.
Yeah, this is actually very important. But unfortunately, as we have around us this Corona thing as well, so we have to be very careful about activities we have to design in this way that we should not have a sort of risk of life of our students and people around. So of course, we have to think about it, that how we can design those activities which are you can say we can do under SOPs.
Yeah, I have a friend who's she's a children writer, and she wrote a book about an octopus 30 years ago, and that octopus is for children. And I could ask her kindly if she can do a presentation, because that is an entertainment story, very short, but it tells children how to separate garbage at home.
Fine.
So we could start with that something, and I told her that we can translate this book into Urdu, and it can be like a story that grandparents or any parent can tell the kids.
Okay. Let me check that. What is this?
So that's so that I can share that with Humaira, and I can talk that with Mr. Gina as well, and Erim.
Yeah.
And to find out if that could be a good idea, because if the situation is Corona and most people are at home, then we should do something that is doing something inside the home, as Sadaf presented last time. Let's do something at home.
Yeah. So this is actually what I mean, that we should do something, but of course under the SOPs. And the best thing is that we can design something which we can do at home. So and again the same thing, if we can start something from our homes, so of course in a big vision and a big scope, I think the world is our home as well as a human being. So of course, if we can start something from home, it will be very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm writing these keywords, because that we can do this assignment, and we can send out this assignment maybe tomorrow, Humaira, or on Sunday. We promise to have like new updates for the week on Sundays, so we can prepare an assignment on that topic together with the 100-word bio, for example.
Exactly. If I could have the email addresses of all of the participants, then it will be great. I don't know, sir, would you provide, or Iram? So just guide us.
Miss Mavish actually is coordinating from our side. So Miss Mavish can provide you. I don't think it's a big problem.
Okay, that's great. If we could have contact with her, or I will
give a message to Iram, she can convey to Mavish,
Yeah,
or you get
yeah.
connection with her, then you can please ask her that provide us.
No, no, she is Miss Mavish is with me in the college, so I can ask her that, and she can provide. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, great. Thanks.
Okay.
If I can remember, actually, all this data Miss Mavish has already given to Mr. Jinnah. I think so.
I think so.
Okay, okay. Sure, we can ask him as well.
Yeah. But we can recheck. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, sure. Thanks.
I will say thank you again for this historical event on this live webinar, and it worked very well, I think.
Yeah. Please convey this also to Hans. He might be may he get well soon. So pay regard from us to him that, and wish we can see him in next session.
Yes. Shukriya. Is that what you said? Shukran?
Yes,
Yeah,
shukriya.
shukriya.
Yeah. Shukriya. Okay. See you next.
Shukriya in Urdu, shukran in Arabic.
Yes.
Shukran in Arabic.
Yes. Okay. Shukriya.
Thanks, Mohsin Saab. Thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye bye. Bye
Mera. Thank
bye.
you.
Take care. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Allah Hafiz.